prestigious oration, that also which has been instituted in the name of the person who has actually been a very important part of Kannur society. Thank you very much, Kannur Obigan Society, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Radha, for those wonderful, kind words. Yes, I honestly agree that when some of you in this hall must have heard my talk innumerable times, but I think there is still a lot of scope for me to keep talking about this topic, because unfortunately we still have not reached a point of time where we can say, yes, now is the time for this session and topic which is being over. Well, Dhira means courage, the power of being Dhira together. We all know what the definition of violence is. We know that it can be physical, sexual, psychological, or forcing a woman to live in fear because of reproductive coercion. Unfortunately, as Radha told, 75 years back a movie depicted what a movie now in 2024 also depicts. So what is the use of us having celebrated 75 years of independence? The glorious, emergence of India as a global power, but unfortunately still violence of women. And the fact that people are not ready to accept women in leadership positions is still unfortunate. And there is no safe space for women in society. That's the sad part. And definitely we need to understand the menace of violence against women and how it is intersected with the health issues. We have to focus on war during pregnancy, focus on the role of OB-GYNs in detecting war, role of trainees, because they are the future. Unless they are actually oriented to think that this is an important factor in their practice, we will not make a change. And the need of the day is actually to look into the role of the society with the government to bring about a change. We started this as the program in 2013 where we said, this little girl says, invest in me, I am the future. How unfortunate that we have to say, save the girl child, save the future. And that is unfortunately true. And unless we actually make a commitment to this, we will not be able to reach the SDG goals. Tedros has already announced, yes, we will not meet SDG goals, but the most important factor is the goal 5, which says gender equality. Unless we reach that, we will not be able to come to a conclusion that we have arrived. So gender equality is more than a goal in itself, which all of us have to be committed to. One of the most widespread violations of human rights is the violence against women. And it affects women, sometimes leading to the death, and sometimes forcing the woman to lead a life of insecurity. And I think this is something which all of us should actually realize. Now, what do you understand by this gender? The UN Committee for Elimination of Discrimination Against Women has given a classic definition of what gender is. But friends, gender is often seen as a woman's issue, as though men don't seem to have a gender identity. On the contrary, gender is a social construction that underlies the organization of all. And in spite of it, unless the women partner, we will not make a change. We are talking about women's safety. A concept which includes all strategies and tools which can reduce war. And the effort and effect of the government, the society is so very important. A beautiful world map. Don't look at what all places you have seen and what all are left in your bucket list to go and see. But what you have to see is, irrespective of it being the most beautiful place on earth, the Europe or Africa to Latin America to America to Asia, what is common in all is the violence against women. And friends, still we have something called the honor crimes. In the name of honor, crimes are committed and they escape punishment in some of the countries because the judges, some of them mostly men, say, oh, this was done because the honor of the family was at stake. So very unfortunate. Hate crime. Can you imagine that today also that we are accepting things like hate crime and we are allowing them to go on? So where are all these intersecting? The gender equality, the strong women and sustainable future. Unless we see where they intersect, we cannot make a change. That's why we flagged off DIRA. It's now 10 years. 2016 when we started DIRA, No to Violence Against Women. When I was a FIGO working group member, I thought let me do something, and you all know, many of you were there, where we did the Birth Public Forum, the cyclotron, the police, the National Commission of Women and Film Stars, Obstetrician Gynecologist Society, all the girls and boys of some colleges, all of us, we need to partner, because unless we all partner and try to bring a change, we will not be able to bring about any change. From 2016 to 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and we are still talking about this DIRA, No to Violence Against Women. And friends, intimate partner violence is one of the most common problems which we are seeing. You all know that many of your patients will be coming, and when you actually talk, be a little empathetic, you find out how they are affected by this. This is again a beautiful map. This again, we heard about the epigenetics and environment. Your professor wanted everyone to realize that epigenetics is important. Well, this is not the heat map of the world. This is again the intimate partner violence map across the countries. And 2017, when DIRA went global, this was at Cancun, Latin America. I had to fight 6 months with Edgar to do this program. He said, no, this is difficult. But we insisted, Diana Galimberti and me, and we were able to do this program. And friends, that day I realized that yes, we need to keep doing this program. But I never thought that 10 years down the line, I would be still talking on DIRA, No to Violence Against Women. This was at, again, Rio, where the FIGO came together and we started doing this DIRA march. The video, I think there's a problem. The video doesn't work. So this was the march where all the society's president secretaries came together to express the solidarity with the women we treat. And that day I realized that across the globe, everyone has this problem of violence against women. Well, 2020 came and we saw a pandemic. We never thought that we'll have a pandemic in our lifetime. And we saw this silent pandemic. Can I have some water? We saw this silent pandemic on No to Violence Against Women. What was the most important aspect of the pandemic? The silent pandemic of violence. And that was the time we realized how vulnerable women were. That was a time where I actually took over as the president of FOXY. So I thought, let's do something different, catch them young, so that let the boys and girls grow up to a gender neutral society. And that's where we started the DIRA online school certification program with the UNICEF, and thanks to all the members of FOXY, we were actually able to take across this program. The ultimate aim of this DIRA program was to engage the government, the Ministry of Health and the Education to see that this becomes a mandatory program so that children grow up to be gender neutral. These were the achievements by the time we reached 2022. We had covered so many schools, 3,700 schools. We had trained so many students, and more than 5,000 OB-GYNs were trained. And the program actually is being done even now with many of our colleagues. But unless you publish your work, it is not actually seen as good work. We have had the opportunity to publish this DIRA article in the IJGO, and in fact I made it the open access. We had to spend money, but I felt it's worth it, because now the fact that if anybody wants any article violence, they can click on it, they will have access. This is to make the society and the people realize how very important this is in their day-to-day practice. Well, at all conferences we are doing HERA public awareness programs since many years, and this was in 2023 at the FLASOC Congress in San Pedro Sula. You know, one of my nephews and niece in US, I went to US and went to Honduras, they asked me, Shantha, why are you going to Honduras of all the places? It's one of the most dangerous places on earth. Did you not find any other place? I said, well, that place needs us because violence against women is very high in Central and South America. And it was in this Congress when we brought together all the Latin American members. This was the Spanish walk protesting against violence against women. I don't know Spanish, but we could actually connect with the common goal of no to violence against women. The videos are not working. Well friends, time to think 2012 to 19 to 24. Where are we heading? We have seen this Nirbhaya case in about 10 years back, and we thought that is it that we are ready to lose the life of a girl, that also in the capital city? But then what has happened? Over the years, it took many years. That was one case where the whole world and the whole country came together to actually protest. There was some justice which was meted out, but then what happened in 2019 in Telangana? We had the Disha case. It was a shock to all of us. And then now we have this Kolkata case, which is a country-wide shocker for doctors. A girl who is working in the hospital on a duty, if we can't provide her safe space, then what is it that we are talking about? And it's so very unfortunate that, you know, when you are looking at it, we have been protesting so many marches all over the country, all over the world. They have actually protested. But when you look, you find that it is mostly the doctor community which came together and were protesting. None of the general community came forward. And then why? Is it because the girl is a doctor? Or is it because the community is not worried or bothered because it was a girl who is a doctor? So I just asked the press, you seem to forget that she is also a doctor. She is also somebody's sister. Are you not bothered? What is the point if when today we have gone to the moon, we are planning to go to sun, I don't know where all we'll go. If we can't save our girl's life, what is the point of all these achievements? But this is one incident which actually brought the whole country of doctors together. We have seen widespread protests throughout the country. At least this brought the doctors together. And then in fact, the Foxy also wrote a letter, and I as the FIGO treasurer and I as the FIGO president, we actually wrote an open letter to Mamta Banerjee. I think the minute I said Mamta, we remember our own Mamta madam, but unfortunately that beautiful name which we all love is shared by a person who actually I wouldn't like to mention, because being a woman, she has not been able to take care of the women of her state, and that is very, very sad. And this is one incident which brought all the doctors together across the country, the IMA, the society. So many doctors came together to protest this issue. I'm very sorry, the AV is, I think, very funny. This is to show that in spite of what all we are talking, what all we are doing, still we are not able to progress where we are going to give the safe space for our girls and women. Now when you are talking about the survivor, the victim, what are we looking at? What is it that you want to give that girl or the person? What is the justice that you are going to give? Is it just punishing the person who has done it? I don't think that is any sort of justice. Justice would be if we are able to stop these incidents in happening. We don't want the girls and women to be heard, and then go and punish the guy who is doing. I think anybody who wants to do this sort of violence should get scared to do it. That should be the justice. Then what about the men? Transforming stereotypes and acting in solidarity to end discrimination and violence for anyone. Friends, we need more men who have the courage and the strength to start standing up with women and not against them, pretending that somehow this is a battle between the sexes and all other kinds of nonsense. We live in the world together. So truly quoted by Jackson Cars. I think this is very important that we need to have local, regional, global solutions. State obligations to adopt a comprehensive approach to violence against women and gender discrimination. We have had so many conventions, the Inter-American Convention on the Prevention, Punishment of Violence Against Women. This is the Convention of Balam do Para. Then the African Charter of Human Rights. Then the Istanbul Convention. So many conventions. If you go into the Google, you will get hundreds and thousands of declarations, acts, programs, everything in the net, everything in paper. But how many of them are actually being rolled out? We are talking about prosecuting the crimes of rape and sexual victim, again a human rights approach. When the victim is affected, did the person who is doing it, did he remember to have a human rights approach? When it comes to punishing that guy, then the human rights guys, NGOs, all of them stand up. I really wonder, then what is this society going to deliver? And this article came in paper. 151 MPs, MLAs face charges of crimes against women. Be it the ruling party, BJP, to the Congress, to all the national parties in the country have MPs and MLAs who are having charges. But we are electing them. We are making them go to the assembly. We are making them go to the parliament. Where is the accountability? Why the hell can't we say that if this fellow has criminal charges, we will not vote for him? I think a movement has to come where we ask for accountability. Where are the rights of women? What about the laws protecting women's rights? Oh, you ask the lawyer, there are more than, I think our MC Patel is here, who is a legal person. There must be 1,000 or 1 lakh rights and laws which are there. But how many of them are being implemented? The Sexual Harassment Prevention Act, just one act I put, there will be hundreds and hundreds of it. But are they being delivered? Well, partnering with men to stop violence against women, so very important. We need to partner with men to bring about a difference. I'm not talking about our men gynecologists, poor fellows, they are all with the women because women are the main important. But we are gender neutral in our OB-GYN, but we need to involve the men in the society at large. Steps men can take to end violence against women. Find things men can do to end violence against women. Well, the path starts with listening. Listen, think, speak, support, participate. I think these points have to be told to every boy by the mother, by the family. And we used to have those moral science classes in school when we were small. Now, there are no moral science classes, no morals, no ethics. So it's only the entrances and all the other things. Imagine we had to do this 30 days when crime happened and still we are fighting. Friends, we did all this, but what has happened? I don't know, I have to ask MC Patel sir. Has the victims been brought to justice? I was traveling a lot, I don't know. I don't think till now justice has been delivered. So, what is it that you need to actually look at it? The leadership. Leadership is so very important to change the management skills to successfully implement. Discuss on clinical, non-clinical aspects, leveraging, enhancing the local leadership, mentorship, quality improvement framework for sustainability. All of you OB-GYNs are leaders. You are in a leadership position. You have the women who come to you. Make them realize that they can be leaders in their own families. They can be the leaders in the society. change. That is what I'm looking at. So what happens when women lead? When women lead, where more women are empowered to lead, everyone benefits. Decades of studies have shown that women leadership increases productivity. Female leaders demonstrate more transformational leadership styles. And there was some landmark 1992 meta-analysis, some studies which all have shown that women accomplish better than men. But then, unfortunately, the incident happened in a state which was led by a woman leader. And women rank better than or equal to men in 7 or 8 grades. The mere presence of female leader is enough, they say, but even that is proved to be wrong sometimes. So look at the power of women leaders. Women are powerful agents of change. So I think we need to actually train and motivate the women of the society to bring about a change. Because when you look into the violence against women, most of the cases, wherever it is, in the house, in the society, in the associations, organizations, government, everywhere, none of the women stand up for the women. So unless that changes, we will not be able to make a difference. That is what is needed. The women need to stand up for women. But no, I am not there. Why should I let that woman go ahead? I think that attitude has to change and start young. Start with the girls so that they grow up to be better positioned, to be able to stand up for their own rights and for each other. If we can't be with each other, who is going to be with us? I may be the first officer of FIGO from India, but I am sure I won't be the last. There are many more of you who will go forward. So women have always been the strong ones in the world, and we as gynecologists have to emphasize, because we are the main point where the women come to us. And what is important is respect our rights, because dignity and justice to all of us will only come when we respect our rights. The journey of Dheera never ends. That is, the courage to say no, the courage to be able to stand up against injustice, meted out against the gender discrepancy will not end unless everyone has the courage to get up and say no. So friends, I look upon to all of you to don your leadership and go ahead and bring about a change. Hopefully very soon we'll stop talking about this talk, but I'm not seeing the end very near. And what we need is collaboration, be it the different societies, the FLASOC, the FSLSOC, the OGSP, the RCOG, FOXY, FIGO, EPCOG, EOFOG, EFOG, and society, and the people, and the governments. We all need to collaborate to be able to say no to war. And friends, I take the opportunity to invite you all to the FIGO World Congress in Cape Town in October 2025, and see you all in Cape Town. It's a beautiful place. I'm sure you'll enjoy Cape Town. Thank you.